AI is like everywhere now.
It really
It's
is.
changing everything,
Yeah.
even healthcare.
It's wild.
The prescribing antibiotics?
No kidding. It's not sci-fi anymore?
Not at all.
Right.
We're actually looking at a commentary
Oh, wow.
from some Italian researchers
Okay.
published just last month in Infectious Diseases and Therapy.
Very recent.
And get this,
Yeah.
they used AI to help write it.
Wow. That's pretty remarkable in itself.
It is. Makes you wonder if AI can write scientific articles.
Right.
Can it make medical decisions?
That's the big question.
Yeah.
That's what we're diving into today.
That's what we're here for.
Exactly. We're going to be looking at how these AI tools
Okay.
called large language models.
LLMs
Yeah.
actually
Right.
work.
Yeah.
And what they could do for healthcare.
Right.
What we need to be careful about.
Yeah, especially when it comes to something as important as antibiotics.
Absolutely. So let's start with the basics.
Okay.
What exactly are these AI and LLMs? And the researchers actually had the AI define itself in the article.
Oh, wow. It's like looking in a mirror,
Yeah.
asking it to describe what it sees.
Wild.
Yeah.
So according to the AI,
Okay.
artificial intelligence is a broad term for any computer system
Okay.
designed to do things that usually require human smarts,
Got it.
like problem solving,
Yeah.
learning, and even understanding language.
Makes sense.
LLMs,
Yeah.
or large language models, are a specific type of AI
Okay.
trained on tons of text data
Uh-huh.
so they can generate human quality writing,
Wow.
translate languages, and
Okay.
answer complex questions.
That's amazing.
The researchers actually compare how these LLMs learn
Okay.
to how medical students learn,
Interesting.
soaking up tons of information from textbooks and case studies.
Yeah, I can see that.
Except instead of med school exams,
Right.
LLMs are processing huge amounts of data
Right.
and learning the relationships between words and concepts.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But writing a paper
Uh-huh.
and prescribing antibiotics.
Right.
Two completely different ballgames.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
One is about crafting an argument.
Yeah.
The other is about making decisions with potentially life-altering consequences.
Exactly. And speaking of consequences,
Yeah.
the researchers even admit
Yeah.
they had to be super careful fact-checking the AI's work.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Sometimes it makes stuff up.
Oh, wow.
That's what they call hallucinations.
Hallucinations.
We have the AI to thank for that definition, by the way.
Really?
Straight from the article.
That's funny.
It's when the AI generates information
Okay.
that sounds convincing, but is actually incorrect.
So even these experts
Yeah.
had to be extra vigilant to
Yeah.
catch these AI-generated errors.
Imagine if your doctor was relying on AI
Right.
without that same level of scrutiny.
It's a scary thought.
Right.
It highlights the need for human oversight.
For sure.
AI can be a powerful tool, but it can't replace human judgment.
Especially in a field as complex as medicine. Exactly.
But these AI systems are getting smarter all the time.
They're improving rapidly.
Didn't the article mention an LLM outperforming human doctors
You're right, it did.
on some diagnostic tasks?
Yeah, that study was really interesting. It actually feeds into what the researchers call
What's that?
the expertise paradox.
Expertise paradox.
The idea that less experienced doctors
Okay.
might benefit the most from AI assistance.
I'm not sure I follow.
Okay,
Wouldn't more experienced doctors be better at spotting errors?
you would think so.
Yeah, and using the AI effectively.
That's the paradox.
Yeah.
Less experienced doctors might be more open to AI suggestions,
Okay.
especially those they wouldn't have considered on their own.
Interesting.
But they may also be less equipped to catch those hallucinations we talked about.
Ah, I see. So it's like a double-edged sword.
Exactly.
Yeah. It could level the playing field, but also introduce new risks.
Precisely.
Yeah.
And this complexity is only compounded by the fact that these LLMs,
Yeah.
they don't operate like the computer programs we're used to.
Okay. Their responses are generated based on probability.
So you're saying even if you ask the same question twice, you might get a slightly different answer.
That's right. The way LLMs are trained introduces a degree of variability.
Huh.
Even seemingly subtle changes
Yeah.
in how a question is phrased
Okay.
can lead to different responses.
That's unsettling when you think about it in the context of healthcare.
Yeah.
What if a doctor's AI assistant
Right.
gives different advice depending on how the doctor phrases the question?
It really highlights the need for robust testing and validation of these systems.
I see.
We need to understand how these subtle variations can impact real-world medical decision-making.
And it makes an already complex situation even more complex
Absolutely.
when it comes to antibiotics.
Yeah.
Doctors have to consider not just the individual patient,
Right.
but also the potential for antibiotic resistance.
Absolutely. It's a balancing act. Doctors are constantly weighing the benefits of treating an infection against the risks of contributing to antibiotic resistance.
So LLMs could be a powerful tool in this fight,
Potentially.
but it's clear they're not a silver bullet.
The researchers are very clear about that. They're calling for more research,
Okay.
careful oversight, and better training for doctors on how to use these tools effectively and safely.
You mentioned earlier that these researchers even use AI
Right.
to help write their commentary.
Yeah.
It's like a sneak peek into the future of scientific communication.
It's fascinating, isn't it? But it also raises some really important questions.
Like what?
Well, the commentary focused mainly on the clinical side of things.
Uh-huh.
But what about the broader implications of AI in healthcare?
Okay.
For example, what happens when AI has access to our medical data?
That's a great point. We're talking about highly sensitive information.
Absolutely.
Everything from our medical histories to our genetic predispositions.
Exactly. Data breaches are already a major concern.
Yeah.
And the use of AI in healthcare adds another layer of complexity. We need to be having serious conversations about how to protect patient privacy in this new era.
So what are some potential solutions?
Wow.
Are there ways to use AI in healthcare without compromising patient privacy?
The researchers do touch on a few possibilities.
Yeah.
One is synthetic data generation,
Okay.
where AI is used to create artificial data sets
I see.
that mimic real patient data without containing any personally identifiable information.
So instead of training AI on actual patient records,
Right.
we could use these synthetic data sets
Yeah.
that still capture the same patterns and trends.
Precisely. It's like having a stand-in for the real data,
Okay.
protecting patient privacy while still enabling AI development. Another approach is differential privacy,
Differential privacy.
which involves adding a bit of statistical noise to the data.
So it makes it harder to identify individual patients, but still preserves the overall statistical properties of the data set.
You got it. It's a clever way to balance privacy and utility.
Okay.
And then there's the option of deploying LLMs locally. Instead of sending patient data to a centralized AI system,
Oh,
the AI could be run directly on the doctor's computer
interesting.
or within the hospital's secure network.
So it's like having an in-house AI expert
That's a good way to think about it.
instead of relying on an external service.
Exactly. And of course, there's always the tried and true method of de-identification,
Okay.
stripping any personally identifiable information from the data
Got it.
before it's used to train the AI.
It sounds like some promising options, but it's clear we're still in the early stages of figuring all this out.
Oh, yeah, we're just starting to scratch the surface of what's possible with AI in healthcare.
Right.
And as with any new technology,
Yeah.
there will be challenges and unexpected consequences.
This commentary has really given us a lot to think about.
It has.
It's incredible how AI is being used to help doctors make better decisions.
Yeah,
But it's also a little unnerving
I agree.
to consider the potential risks,
Right.
especially when it comes to something as important as our health.
Absolutely. It's a powerful reminder that we need to be thoughtful
Yeah.
and deliberate in how we integrate these technologies into our lives.
Sure. It's not just about the science.
No.
It's about the human element, too.
Exactly.
And you know what's really striking to me
Yeah.
is that we've been talking about this commentary that was actually partly written by an AI.
Oh, that's right. It's like we're getting a glimpse into the future of scientific communication.
It really is.
A very meta experience.
It is. It highlights how rapidly this field is evolving.
For sure. What we're discussing today might seem commonplace in just a few years.
It's mind-blowing. It also makes me wonder,
Yeah.
what other questions should we be asking?
Right.
We've covered a lot of ground today,
We have.
but I feel like there's still so much to explore.
Absolutely. There is. For example, what about the economic impact of AI in healthcare?
Oh, that's interesting.
Will it make treatments more affordable and accessible?
Yeah,
Or could it lead to greater disparities?
that's a really important question. And what about the doctor-patient relationship?
Right.
How will that evolve as AI plays a larger role in diagnosis and treatment decisions?
All incredibly complex issues
Yeah.
with no easy answers. But I think the key takeaway from our deep dive today
Yeah.
is that we need to be having these conversations.
For sure.
We need to be thinking critically about the potential benefits and risks of AI,
Absolutely.
not just in healthcare,
Right.
but in all aspects of our lives.
It's not just about being consumers of technology.
Right.
It's about being active participants in shaping its future.
Exactly. The future of healthcare and really the future of humanity depends on it.
So to our listeners,
Yeah.
we leave you with this challenge.
Okay.
Stay curious,
Yeah.
stay informed, and stay engaged in this crucial conversation.
Absolutely.
The future is being written right now, and we all have a role to play.
That's a great point. Well, that's a wrap on our deep dive into the world of AI and antibiotics.
Thanks for joining us.